but self-composed at school and was expected to do well, especially by her history teacher, Paul Luxmore.
So Henry VII, her background and difficulties in childhood, I think gave her a greater experience than other pupils had, and she was therefore often the person who other pupils turned to for help.
This is a rock festival at Deptford in southeast London. On the 27th of July, this film was taken by one of Dinah's friends. Next day, Dinah hitched home, and not far from her old school, was spotted by her former teacher.
I was driving through East Essex on a Sunday afternoon and saw Dinah walking on the side of the road. She was instantly recognisable as Dinah because of her hair and the clothes that she was wearing, so I pulled in and offered her a lift. I knew that she often hitchhiked and she was quite a long way from home, so it seemed to make sense to offer her a lift back. During the course of the conversation, I told Dinah that the following weekend I'd be going down to Chichester. She asked me if she could have a lift down. She was going to a festival in Liphook in Hampshire, which was nearby. I agreed to do that because otherwise I knew that she would be hitchhiking down.
On her 18th birthday, Dinah became entitled to £2,000. It was compensation for her mother's death. Dinah put it in a building society and then resisted all temptation to draw on it.
Why don't you take some money out of your account? No, I don't want to touch that money. I want to save that for university because I'm going to need it. Yeah.
We'd spent a week at my nan's, Shona, Dinah and myself, and we'd had a good week doing things like playing crazy golf and going swimming and shopping. I dropped her off at High Barnet Tube Station after lunch on Friday.
Oh, thanks for the lift.
It's okay.
And take care, all right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, see you, dude. And as I watched her go, I felt very protective and a strong feeling of love for her. And I thought about getting out the car to give her a hug goodbye, but I didn't. And that was the last time that I saw her.
Next day, as arranged, Paul Luxmore dropped Dinah off near the festival at Liphook in Hampshire, where she'd planned to meet with friends.
Oh, thanks for the lift.
You're welcome. See ya.
Cheers.
Take care.
I will.
Dinah seemed to be perfectly happy and relaxed that day. There's nothing unusual about her. She seemed to be pleased to have been over with her exams and with her life ahead of her. She certainly wasn't the sort of person who'd be taken in by anybody. She wasn't gullible at all, and seemed to give me the impression that after going to the festival, she'd be going straight home afterwards.
Dinah spent that evening chatting and listening to the music. Next day, Sunday the 4th of August, the Torpedo Festival, as it was called, wound down.
Yeah, I was thinking, I don't think I'm going to come back with you. I might hitch down to Portsmouth. Why Portsmouth? Well, why not really? It's not that far away and I've never been. I'm going to leave my stuff here and I'm going to go off for a while. I'll see you back a bit later.
All right, see you later. It was about 2.5 hours later when Dinah returned from her walk.
Look, I'm sorry I've been so long, but as I said before, I'm going to hang around here as long as possible, and then I'm going to hitch down to Portsmouth. So I'll see you in a couple of weeks or so.
Dinah did introduce us to the man that she was with, but I can't remember his name. She did say that she just met him. He was in his mid-20s, about 5'9" tall, of medium build, casually dressed with wavy dark hair.
Next morning, in nearby Greyshot, a villager remembers a couple who were walking down the high street. The woman seemed quite young and short. In fact, Dinah's only 4'10". The man was maybe 10 years older. Dinah's exam results arrived soon after she disappeared. She passed them all. She'd almost certainly get into university.
There's no way she would not let us know that she was okay. And we really fear the worst.
Derek Nicol, so do you, don't you? Yes, we do. We are treating this really seriously. The search we done earlier this year at Bramshot Common was undertaken by Hampshire Constabulary with over 100 police officers over a 3-day period.
So as far as you're concerned now, this is effectively a murder hunt?
It is. We can't call it a murder hunt at this stage because obviously we haven't found a body, but we are desperately concerned and we do feel that there is a strong possibility that something has happened to her.
Now, one of the clues is that £2,000 that she got as compensation for her mother's death, that she guarded so carefully, all of that has been withdrawn.
With the exception of about £100 odd, yes, it was withdrawn at 13 locations around the south coast between the 8th and the 25th of August of last year, as wide apart as Ramsgate, Margate, Havant, Brighton.
So it's all pretty ominous.
Yes.
The chap she was seen with as she left Bramshot Common on the Sunday, the 4th of August, now, I mean, he's by no means likely to be the murderer. I mean, you just need to get hold of him just to find out where she went next.
Indeed, we would desperately like to talk to that young man. As you say, he may not be involved at all, but he will be the person that can give us a clue as to where she went if she left that festival site.
He's 25 upwards, we think, 5'9", we think. We honestly don't know a great deal more about him.
The only thing that is distinctive about him is that he was casually dressed at what was extensively a hippie festival, and that is the only thing the young girls that was with her can remember particularly.
Just clutching at straws, just assuming that Diana is still alive and just gone off somewhere. Maybe she's joined some sort of sect or something like that.
We have looked into that. It is a very difficult area to look at, but from the character and everything I know about her and discovered from her friends, she is not the sort of person, they believe anyway, to be taken in by one of these sort of sects.
She wore contact lenses, and actually she was very, very short-sighted, wasn't she?
She was indeed. In fact, to coin a phrase, she needed glasses to find her glasses.
So if any optician has seen her, again, it's a heck of a long shot, but I mean, there were -10 or -11.5.
One was -10 and one was -11.5.
Any other help that anybody can give?
At the moment, we have no idea where she went or what happened to her after her friends left her at Bramshot Common.
OK, well, it was Sunday the 4th of August. Very, very hot time last year. If you saw her, please call us. Incidentally, if someone close to you is missing, don't call us. You might like to call the Missing Persons Helpline, though, set up by the Susie Lamplugh Trust. There's the number, 081 392 2000, 081 392 2000. Coming back to the Dinah McNichol inquiry, the number here in the studio is 081 811 8181. Or if you think you know anything at all, you can try the Instant Room in Chelmsford. That's on 0245 542 120. 0245 452 120.
Well, now, just before our second file of Photocall Faces, some news of a development 6 days ago. On Photocall in March, we showed a man wanted in connection with a murder in South Wales. Though not as a direct result of calls here to the studio, 3 people have been charged with harbouring and a man has now been charged with murder. And now more faces police hope you might recognise. Here to take us through them are Jackie Hames and David Hatcher.
Maybe you know the whereabouts of this man. James Henry Warner comes from Essex and was last seen 6 months ago in London's West End. He has taken jobs as an insurance agent. During March 1989, a series of fraudulent insurance proposals were made out and a large amount of money was paid in commission to the agent concerned. You may know James Warner better as James Mara or James Kitts. He's probably still got that beard and moustache, although the colour sometimes changes. He's 49 and 5'11", so if you know where he is, please call.
Hertfordshire Police would like to speak to this man, seen here opening an account at the Bradford and Bingley Building Society in Hemel Hempstead. Later in the day, a cheque was paid into that account. It was one of 2 cheques that had been stolen from the Elms Industrial Estate in Bedford. The account holder, who may be calling himself Peter Hall, is in his mid-20s to early 30s, 5'10" with a heavy build. His brown hair has blonde streaks, so if you recognise him, please call.
Maybe you know this man. On the 8th of October last year, he robbed the Cheshire Building Society in Stalybridge, threatening staff with what appeared to be a gun. He's between 30 and 35, about 6'2", with a dark beard and moustache. It's possible he had a Lancashire accent. So if you recognise him or know where he is now, please ring.
Perhaps you know